Hello, kids. And some of you guys are just popping in now. But if you are, that's lovely. Post something in chat. That way I know you're here. Life's good. Morning, Sambo. Morning, Sadie. Morning, Erica. Morning, Jared. Welcome, team. Welcome. Did you guys... Sam, what isn't with the drill? Hi, Crystal. Hi, Lucas. Hi, Zion. Morning. Okay, bud. Cool your jets, eh? Cool your jets. I realized I think I'm possibly wearing the same sweater as yesterday. So don't judge me. Let me change that. Let's just pretend I'm not. Because people are allowed to do that, right? You're allowed to wear the same sweater as the day before. Come on. Okay, so... Yeah, Jared says I was a little savage. Sorry, Jared. Let me... Just the worst hygiene. Kendra, you don't think you should trust me with power tools? Oh, no. Hey, I built my kitchen downstairs. That was with the help of my dad, at least. But, yeah, the reason I have the drill is I don't know if you guys can see, but... oh, no, you can't see right there. Let me just make it so it's a little bit bigger. Hanging some art. Because my walls are bare. I used to have this, like, old school like china cabinet thing here from what the granny left. So anyways, some of my art from my last apartment I need to hang up there. Anyways, there's a picture when it's me and my dad on the Grand Canyon. You probably can't see it that well, but anyways, there's a picture of me and my dad on the Grand Canyon. So I'm going to hang that on this wall here. And then, yeah, I've hung some art over top of the TV there. So that's my kind of cool space. Now it's definitely like it's been bachelor padded, so it's getting better. But yeah, it used to be like this wasn't even my house. It was just like old lady art everywhere. I'll give you a keen example of old lady art. Well, first of all would be that one I've showed you guys before, the flower in the bedroom. But there's old lady art everywhere. There's this one as well. You guys can see it's just like it's in the bathroom. It's just like random paint strokes. Like, what the crap is that? Anyways, it's all like cheap, ugly looking stuff. Let me check the chat here. Lucas just wants me to hang memes on the wall. Kathleen says, nice jacket, thanks. Art is art. Oh, sorry, Kendra. I apologize for offending it. Yeah. Jared, I don't do abstract, man. Oh, man. No, that's not my style. I need to like actually see something in all of my art. About as abstract as I get. This is one of my favorite ones. It's this guy playing guitar, and it's all made out of triangles. Because I like triangles, because I'm a math guy. Because we're in math class. Morning, Larissa. Hello. I'm not connected to my system today, so I will try and be on chat as much as possible. Let me just do attendance, and then I'll explain our goal for today. Because now it is 10:15, so I should be able to rock and roll through that. Let's do that attendance. Okay, so who have I seen for attendance? I saw Jared, I saw Sam, I saw Crystal. Pretty sure I saw Yuli as well. Let me just check that again. Teddy's here, Larissa's here, Maddie's here. Did I see Yuli? Yeah, nice. Hey, Yuli. Welcome. Teddy, Yuli, Kathleen I saw. Maddie was here. Sadie was here. Zion was here. Loving it. Crystal's here. Lucas is here. Lucas. Yeah, Crystal was there. Awesome. Kendra's there. I saw Erica as well earlier. Larissa I saw. Have I seen Owen, Ruth, Ben, SJ, or Katrin? Owen, Ruth, SJ, Ben, or Katrin? Owen, Ruth, SJ, Ben, or Katrin? I believe I have not. Hey, Katrin, there you go. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, Kit. Oh, yeah, there you are. You said wah earlier. I think it's the whole Kit Kat thing that messes with me. I don't see it right away. Okay, eggs and oatmeal. Who are you? Oh, okay. Okay. Love it, love it. And then I think I'm just missing Ruth, Owen, and Ben. No Owen. Owen's pretty consistent on here. All right, if those guys show up, hit me up and let me know. Cool. So, actually today, guys, let me just go back onto full screen. Yo, no one answered my question of the day when I had it. When I had it up there. Is the new Mulan going to be as good as the old one? And I think, unfortunately, it's probably not even going to be released. Owen's available on Teams. It's not good enough. A lot of you guys saying no. Probably not. Did you guys see the old one? That was like when I was a kid. You guys have seen the old one then, eh? I wonder if they're going to... Oh. I wonder if they're just going to send it... Do you guys think they'll send it right to Disney Plus? Like, it's kind of weird with the movie theaters, right? Oh, Jared, you should actually go watch it. It's my favorite Disney movie of all the Disney movies. Except it's kind of like a little bit... there's that one song, right, that's kind of sexist. It's kind of weird. The I'll Make a Man Out of You one. And they're like... Anyways, saying it to a woman. It's kind of weird. No, they won't lose so much money if they do. Yeah, that's true, Zion. But do you think more people would sign up for... I guess a lot of people are signed up for Disney Plus. Oh, it is a good song, Owen, isn't it? It is a good song. But it is a little bit sexist. So I'm going to mark Ruth and Ben as absent. Maybe they can tell me when they're here. Alrighty. Okay. Yeah, let's get down to business. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, Benny, you're here. Hello, my friend. We're talking about Mulan, dude. Have you seen the old one? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Save. Ben is here, so I'm just missing Ruth. Sorry, I just had a student message me. They made it back safe to Taiwan, so I wanted to message them back and say I'm glad they made it. Where am I? Who am I? Sorry, Kendra. Okay, team. So here's the plan today. I've got direct orders from Mrs. Kennedy to not straight up do a full lesson today and just spend some time reviewing with you guys and I'm going to go over the quiz. Basically, it's just a chance for us to go through and give you guys time to ask questions for anyone that's been struggling, because I haven't had that time to answer as many questions from you guys. So what we'll do is I'm going to record myself or show you guys the quiz. You guys have some answers on there. And I do believe, can you guys tell me if you can go onto your quiz and see which ones you got wrong and which ones you got right? Can you see on Edsby which questions you did right or wrong? Awesome. Okay, so we're going to take that up together, guys. Jared says you can see that. If you've already, if you've aced this quiz and you got 7 out of 7, so I know there's a couple of you guys that did 100%, feel free to actually just go. But I want to give some time for those people that need to see the quiz and that they want to ask some questions to be able to ask exactly. Sorry, Erica, if you can't find that. You know what? Oh yeah, hey Cam, I'll have to beatbox today. Sadie doesn't see it either. Jared says you can click on the submission. Now, unfortunately, I can't share my screen and show you guys that because it would show you your marks. Cam, yeah, he wants to see me beatbox on Monday. I'll need some practice. I wonder if I can, I think I'm going to be terrible. I've never actually beatboxed before. What do you got to do? You go boo, boo, boo. That was pretty bad. Anyways, I'll do some practice. Gotta impress the grade 11s. Kathleen said, "What is happening?" Exit Oatmeal says, "What the heck?" Anyways, I apologize. That was my attempt. Cameron, don't even say very nice. That was pathetic. Plus, I'm happy you guys aren't here because the amount of spray that happened from that was absolutely disgusting. So that was a COVID fan of nasty germs there. That was not good. Okay, you sound like a seal rolling down a hill. Yeah, the front row would have been absolutely destroyed. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so let me just take up the quiz. Sorry for those of you guys that can't see it. Maybe you should be able to, if you click view submission or something like that in your grade book. Sorry, I'm just messaging Ruth. She can't seem to get onto the chat. All is good. I don't know if I'm sharing my screen with you guys. It's not in the graph, though. Yeah, so Erica, there was a few people. I still need to figure out how to make it so it counts for some and not for others. But yeah, I wanted to make it so I took it off as a of assessment right now because it was hurting a lot of people's marks, and I think a lot of people were upset about that. For those of you that did really well, I'm going to try and figure out a way to add that to your mark, but I didn't want it to hurt anyone, like I said yesterday, so sorry if it's not showing up for you guys there. I'm just fixing Ruth in the attendance right now. Dunskies. Okay, so like I said, feel free to leave. Has anyone also experienced the constant reload? No. Sorry if you're lagging. My bad. All right, so Kendra's restarting her computer. Let me share my screen with you guys. Here we go. Oops, that's annoying. We're going to go and take up the quiz. So again, guys, if you are happy, if you guys crush this quiz, that's fantastic. You can go. But those of you guys that that maybe didn't do so well, I'm gonna finish my answers on here. I'm gonna go through this with you guys slowly. Leave time for you guys to ask any questions. I'll have the chat open here, and then I'll post these answers in the content library as well. Okay. So right now, I've got some of the questions answered. I would love it if you guys would take up your answers with me, or feel free to ask me any questions as well, right? So anything that you're like, Mr. Ellis, I don't understand that. I'll keep checking back on chat because I only have the one screen open right now. I might not see it right away. Actually, if you message me on Teams, it'll be a lot faster because I'll see that notification. So if you guys could message me on Teams, that would be lovely. I'll just go back to our grade 9 math. Okay, good. Okay, let's do this. You guys ready for me to take up the quiz? Again, if you did well, you guys can leave me right now. Shoot. Sorry, Maddie. Okay, let's do it then. So for this graph here, let me go full screen for us. I gave you a list of data, right? And so technically, I think a lot of you, based on me looking at your OneNotes, you didn't actually graph these things, which was kind of funny. But you didn't need to figure out the pattern, right? It said like how many bacteria will be on Mr. Ellis's feet at 7 hours. So you kind of looked and you go, okay, so for every 2 hours, he gets 1 bacteria, right? So if we went not another 2 hours to 8 hours, but we went, to 7 hours, we instead of going up 1 bacteria, we go up a half. So I'm gonna graph it just because I think a lot of us will want to see that. Sorry, I just had a message. Let me just check. Team says, if we did well, can we leave if class is over? Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, you guys can leave. You have no homework this weekend. I just want you guys to enjoy it. Stay off screen this weekend. We're meeting again on Monday. So if you want to ask any questions or anything like that, I'm going to leave time at the end to ask away. But feel free to leave if you guys are happy and you did well on that quiz. Cool? So we had that point at 0, 0. Sorry, let me just move this over. The point at 2, 1, so right there. The point at 4, 2. And the point at 6, 3. Oops, 6, 3 is there. Hey, that's how tall I am. Actually, I'm 6'4", but. And then maybe I'd connect those with a ruler so we can kind of predict things a little bit better. Oopsies. Larissa, you can probably follow along from your OneNote right in here because you'll be able to see what the answers are. So you can look back and correct as we go. Oh shoot, yeah. So Zion, I was going to say that's why I didn't see your submission, and I think it might be closed. Zion, can you double check for me that it's not closed for you there? Okay, so for 7, like you could kind of predict this, right? And unfortunately, I probably didn't give you guys enough room, but here would be about 7. So if I took my ruler and went, okay, where does it go up from at 7? Right, somewhere in there. Oops, I'm not doing a very good job here. So I maybe look up. So be about there-ish, right? There-ish. And what is that if I kind of look over? be at 3.5, right? 3.5. And that's where that answer came from. So we said how many at 7 hours? And remember, these are hours down here. And these are the bacteria on our y-axis. It's closed. Okay, Zion, don't worry about it, buddy, because I can go back and look through your thing. And I'll anyways, I'll be able to mark it in a second. So just correct your work right now, and then I'll come back. It was just a formative thing for you then, because you didn't get her on Edsby there, but that's okay, no big deal. But you can mark your own as we go through. Formative means practice. And then, guys, awesome. I'm not very happy. I believe that you guys can probably, some of you are seeing, let me just see what that looks like. Yeah, you guys are probably seeing some of the messages. So because my screen's shared right now, if you're sending something super private, the message is probably behind my camera, but I don't know if you guys just saw that Zion's message got bumped up there. So if it's maybe super private, message me on Edsby, because there was somebody messaged me about their mark. It was hidden there, but just so you know that it is popping up on my screen, because I don't have two screens open right now. I just have the one. So normally you can do that privately. It's just right now I only have the one. So let me just go back and check on the Google messages. I'm back, and I think I fixed the problem. And Kendra is Gonzo's. Okay, good. Sorry, not good that Kendra's gone. Just good that we've got that. And so in terms of whether this is extrapolating or interpolating, remember basically here, from here all the way over to 6, those are our known values, right? Those are the things we know. We know from 0 to 6. And so if we had to guess a time outside of between 0 and 6, so like a negative, well, that doesn't exist, or even a number like 7, 8, 9, 100, all those things are outside of our range. So that's called extrapolating. When I'm looking forward, I'm looking outside of my points for something where I don't really know the data, but I'm predicting it outside. So that's why that part B was extrapolating. Now, if I was to look inside this point between 0 and 6, like to predict something at 3, right? It's between two of my known points, so that's why it would be called interpolating. It's in between. In between, kind of rings a bell, makes sense, kind of ish. Just checking my chat again. Zion, you want me to hook up my computer to my TV? Like my big TV or just my second monitor over here? Because this is where I normally do my work. It's right here. You guys can see my little station there. It's like a, I don't know, 20-inch TV. I don't know if that's the right word for that. Probably not that big, but. Do both. Oh, you're funny. All right, I'm pretty happy sitting here right now, actually. It's just kind of different. I've been sitting in that same like flowered chair the entire time, and it's driving me crazy. Okay, so it says, how many hours does he have 1.5 bacteria on his feet? So now I'm predicting 1.5 bacteria. So I look at my bacteria, which is along the y-axis, and I'm looking at 1.5 of them. So I'm looking here. So what time, so if I go over, right about there, right? What time is it? Well, it's at 3 hours. So if I'm looking at this point here, right, it's when our hours are 3 and our time is 1.5. So at hours are 3 and not our time is at 1.5. Our bacteria is 1.5. Now, I don't know how you have half a bacteria, but anyways, the time would be 3. And because that was looking at between our points, right? It's looking between two known points. That's called interpolating. So that's why we've got interpolating. Is there any questions about question 1 right now? Does anyone want me to take up anything on question 1? I'm opening up the chat and I'll leave it for a sec. That's all right, Benny. I'm going to go through it anyways. I know that I gave people the option, and that was going to be a downfall, but there is definitely some people that need the help. So I appreciate your honesty at least. Okay, so for this one, we had to solve for x here. Seems like I didn't have any other questions there. Although I should check because there is a 10-second delay, so I should just go back, see, look. Nope, we're good. Okay. For this one here, right, we're distributing. So basically, you're putting that number 2 in through both of those terms, and that's why I get 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. And then over here, I'm going to go 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. Now from here, you can move things across the equal sign, right? For me, I'm going to have to move this 3x across. So we get 2x minus 3x, and then I'll move this 6 to the other side, keeping my equal signs pretty well lined up here. So it'll be minus 3, and then that not minus 6, right? The minus 3 is still here on this side of the equal sign, but the minus 6 will go across and become positive 6. So 2x minus 3x is going to leave us with negative 1x, or negative x, is equal to 3. Now again, that is not enough because we want x equals something. So all I'm going to do is divide each side by negative 1, and when we do that, you're going to have x equals negative 3, because 3 divided by negative 1 is negative 3. So that's where we get that answer there. So I'll leave that for a second on the screen. Just going to go ahead and check the chat as well. Yes, it should just be x equals negative 3. Why did I switch to 3? Basically, Benny, the strategy is you put all of your x's on one side. All of your x's on one side. So that's why I brought the 3x over here with the other x. Because once I get all of my x's on the same side, then I can put them together, right? Like, I can't do 2x minus 6. I want all of my x's on the same side. No problem, buddy. You're good. So just pause me if you need to for a second there, but I think I'm okay to move on-ish. I'm just going to clear, as I've got this up, I'm just going to clear some of the chat messages on Teams. Sorry, I meant to be more... Okay. Seems like I got everyone here. All right, let's finish this up. Let's do number 3. Okay, so this one here, we've done some like this before, and I actually made a mistake when I did this one because in my answer key, you guys might have noticed you got it wrong, but then I still gave you the mark, and I'm not sure if that was the case on yours, but it's because when I put it in Edsby, I did the answer key wrong. I forgot a negative, so that was my mistake. So here's how you should do this, how you do it properly. You still got the mark if you got it right or whatever. This positive 3y, I think it's easier if you bring it to the other side because I could bring the 6x across and the 9 across. But remember, when I want it in y equals mx plus b form, my goal is to just get y by itself on one side of the equal sign. Doesn't matter which side. So I think it's easier to bring it to the other side because then it's just y instead of having to move two things to the other side, right? So I still have, if I'm lining my equal signs up right, I still have the 6x minus 9 on this side. But on the other side, from positive 3y, it became minus 3y. You can see where I added my little minus. I forgot to make it minus when I brought it to the other side. And then what you need to do, and I've missed a step here. I'm just going to erase this to add another step for you guys. Remember, when I want to get y by itself, so I'm just going to write 6x minus 9 again. In order to get y by itself, this is negative 3 times y, so I'm just going to divide everything by minus 3. And the reason I'm doing that, right, is because these will cancel out. So if I'm going up here, sorry, I have to do another step here. We'd have an equal sign still. There's just a y on that right side. Now 6 divided by negative 3, 6 divided by 3 is 2, but it's a positive divided by negative, so it's negative 2x. And negative divided by a negative is going to be positive. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So negative 2x plus 3 is y. You might have got y equals negative 2x plus 3, something like that. You can pause it there if you'd like. I'm just going to check my chat. Oh, shoot. I wasn't showing my screen. Sorry, guys. Crap. I'm back. My bad. My bad. Oopsies. I'll leave that for a while. I'm so sorry. Wow. Sorry, Benny. Amateur hour. I'll re-explain my steps now that I've shared my screen after all that time. The 3y moves to the other side and becomes minus 3y. And then I'm dividing all of my terms by minus 3. So we're just left with y on this side. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And that's why I'm left with something like that. I'm so sorry about that. You can pause that there now if you'd like. Of course. That's a classic Ellis mistake. All right, and then I believe, as long as there's no questions about that one, let's just see. So it doesn't matter what side you make the y on, it just has to be y by itself. Absolutely, Ben. Yeah, just the one y, because then you have y equals, and then you'll have like something x plus a number. So like y equals mx plus b. Yeah, it doesn't matter what side you've done it. You'll get the same answer. It's like this equals this, so it doesn't matter which side they're equal on. They're the same thing. It's a good question, bud. I think it's just me and you. It's kind of lonely. Feels more lonely, even though this is basically, I'm still talking to a computer and there's no one else here. Oh, why is the 3 changed to a positive? Let me see. Which one, Zion? Hey, Zion, welcome. I think you're talking about this 3 here. It's because it was a minus 9, which is technically a negative 9. It's like adding negative 9 kind of thing, right? So when you do a negative divided by a negative, it becomes positive. Or maybe you're talking about this plus 3 means we need to subtract 3 on both sides. So that's why it's a minus 3 over here. Oh, Zion says he sees. Awesome. Thanks for staying with me, Zion. Thanks, Benny. Oh, Zadie's here. Sorry, Zadie, because I was thinking 0 and Sadie. Where did the 0 go? Okay, so 0, that's a great question. 0 is just kind of like nothing, right? So what I could have wrote is, if I erase this, Sadie, if I go this could be like we subtract 3y from both sides, right? Minus 3y minus 3y. So it'll be 0 minus 3y. But basically 0 minus 3y, you just forget about 0, right? It's nothing. It's not there. So really we're just left with minus 3y. And that's where that went. And hopefully that kind of makes a little sense. Let's see what you thought about that. Oh, okay, awesome. Awesome, thanks. I think there's probably more people than I think there is in here. They just weren't talking. So anyways, thanks for asking questions, Say. That's great. Okay, we're on to our last one here. Is there any other ones that you guys want me to go back and look at before we do this last one? Is there some other part? There's 12. Oh yeah, there's 12 like people watching, I guess, eh? Ben, which cereal has the worst aftertaste? That doesn't even make sense. Just like cereal in general? I went and got Life cereal yesterday, but it was the only kind they had left in the grocery store, and they only had multi-grain Life cereal. Ugh, multi-grain. What's the point of eating cereal if it's healthy? Okay, we're on to the last question. I think you guys have been hitting me up with the OKs. All cereal. Hey, Maddie. Okay. Yeah, Zion, it's so true. Life cereal is the best. Yeah, I just like the classic Life cereal, the one with all the sugar on it. It's like just the white plain cereal. Multi-grain. Come on. Come on. Okay, I'm going to erase my my graph there because that was ugly, and I'm going to show you guys how this works. So, someone finally has a picture. Okay, so let's do this. If we look at y equals negative x plus 4. So what you need to do... Zion says Captain Crunch is this close second, followed by Fruit Loops. Negative x plus 4, you're going to put your y-intercept at 4, and then you're going to have a slope of negative 1, right? Because remember, this is y equals mx plus b. So our slope is negative 1 and our b is 4, right? Our y-intercept is 4. And remember, when you have a slope of negative 1, that means it goes down 1 over 1 because it's m equals negative 1. And really that's negative 1 over 1. And remember, slope is rise over run. So we're rising. I know that sounds weird, but you're rising or going down 1 over 1. And then you go down 1 over 1. A positive slope of 1 would go up 1 over 1, up 1 over, but we don't have that, right? We've got a negative. Just checking my chat. So we'll go down 1 over 1, and we'd be left with a point there. And then we could do it again, like down 1 over 1, point there. And I could do a bunch, but I don't really need to. I can just connect that with a ruler right now. And I'm hoping your guys' graphing is okay. You should be able to graph now that this is our second unit on lines. Lines decently enough. Now, I feel like I haven't gone slow enough in explaining that sometimes. I've just been doing it to you guys or doing it for you guys. So hopefully me slowing that down and writing the rise over run thing helps a little bit. I was just thinking about how if you guys are the ones in here that just want me to take things a little bit slower and get her done, it'd be a good time to explain that again. And then, so this one was in black. I drew this in black. Let's draw the second line in blue. 2x plus 1. I'm just going to check the chat. No new questions for me in there just yet. So if we look at 2x plus 1, again, remember that 1 is my y-intercept and 2 is the slope. So you always start with the y-intercept. So you start with 1. And a slope of 2, if you think about m equals to 2, remember that is rise over run. So we have to have over something, and it's over 1. So that means we're going up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. So if we go up 2 over 1, hey, it's right there, right? I could even draw another couple points. Up 2 over 1, be right there, and then, you know, I can't draw any more, but that's enough. You only really need 2 dots to connect a graph to make a line. Whoa, I think I just broke it. What just happened? Everything's messed up. I messed up. Okay, team. What? The nerve of this. It's because I have it selected somehow? I'm not sure. There we go. Friggin' graph. It's trying to tell me who's boss. Dang it. What is happening? What is life? Just draw. Okay. I'm just going to do it by hand. Now you can see the purpose of a ruler. But basically, oh shoot. Let me go through that exact point. Okay, so that would be the graph of y equals 2x plus 1. And you can see where they intersect. Just going to quickly pop on chat just to make sure no one's talking. Why is the run only 1? The run is, you could write that as, right? You could write that as negative 1 over 1. So the run is 1. This one would be 2 over 1. Because remember, it's always rise over run. So the denominator is 1. If I have a slope where we have like y equals 2 over 3x plus 1. Well, this one, if we think rise over run, yes, you go up 2. But it doesn't go over 1. It goes over 3. Because the denominator is 3. But just because like we see that negative 1 over 1 and 2 over 1, because it's just over 1, it means you just go to the right 1 instead of what other numbers of denominator you might see there. I honestly don't know what it means to yeet something. I haven't figured that out. I feel like it means to throw. Like it's just like when you go yeet and you just, but I don't really know what it means. So maybe somebody could explain that to me. So what is that point now when they meet? Well, it's the point 1 for x and y is 3, right? You can see that in there. 1 for x and y is 3. So I'll just zoom out on that. Give you guys a second to copy that down. Yeah, so if there's a fraction, Benny, the bottom number is always the run. The top number is always the rise. Pause me there if you need to see this, if I'm being annoying with the chat in front. Sorry, I should probably get on my second screen. Yep, Maddie, like I said, as long as you guys are comfortable with the material and you don't have any other questions for me, you can leave. I'm not going to give you guys any homework. But you could, if you needed to try some more, if you guys are struggling, you could go to the review section of chapter, what are we on, chapter 4, and you could just try some of those questions. Or if there's any question, yeah, Zion wants me to mark his OneNote page. I'm gonna. Yeah, sure, Zion. You stayed around. I'll do that. I'm going to put myself on just the full screen camera again, so that way I can go ahead and mark Zion's. If anybody else wants me to look through theirs and see something they did, hit me up. And I'll look at that. Shouldn't take me too long. End of chapter 4 quiz for Zion here. Yeah. Extrapolating, interpolating. Good job. Zion, make sure to keep your equal signs lined up. Okay, bud? Like for question 2, you start with them lined up and then it gets kind of all over the place. And then question 3, you don't really have much lined up at all. But your math is great. Just in terms of when I mark these things later, if this was like a test or something, I'd want them to be more lined up. But other than that, you did perfect, buddy. That's great. Let me check the chat to see what other people are saying. Anybody else want me to take a look at their specific OneNote or a question they've got? What kind of car is in your, I don't know what you call it, picture, Zion, avatar, whatever you would call it. Is it a Corvette? I can't really tell. It's so small in here. She kind of looks like a Ford maybe, but I don't think it would be. BMW. Ah, cool. BMW i8. Let me see what that looks like in a bigger picture. Holy, that's a nice looking car. Is it electric? No, it can't be. It looks like it could be an electric car though. Yeah, Benny. Let me just go grab my textbook. I'll be 1 sec to see what the page of the review is. Actually, I didn't even have to leave. It's right here. Do you have any work I could do for review? Yeah. So chapter 4, page 252. Let me just pick some questions. Oh, it's electric, but it's just a concept car. That's cool, Zion. Okay, so if you'd like extra practice, not mandatory. I didn't spell that right, but anyways, let's pretend I did. Page 252, I would try number 2, 3, 4 is a word problem. Some of us need practice with word problems. And 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. But yeah, if you just want like basic math practice, I think the 4 could be skipped because 2, 3, 5 are more algebra. So like actually like solving basic equations for better practice. 4 is a challenging word problem. So just something different. Is that okay, Benny? You good with that? Well, all right, my friends. I'm gonna go pee because I have to pee so bad. So I'm gonna end the call, but feel free to message me on Teams. You can even chat with me if you'd like. But the stream itself is gonna be closed down here for today. But anyways, God bless you guys. Have a good weekend, eh? Enjoy life. Keep smiling. You guys are awesome. Talk to you soon. Bye.